Given that y equals 8x squared minus 5x minus 6, find dy dx from first principles. B. Given that y equals a over x plus 10 root x, and that dy dx equals 3 when x equals 4, find the value of the constant a. So let's have a little look at this then. Okay, from first principles, so here then, for part A, dy dx is equal to, by definition, it's the lim of f of x plus h minus the f of x over h as h tends to 0. So that's equal to the limit then, as h tends to 0. fx plus h, put that in, so we get 8x plus h squared, minus 5 of the inputs, which is x plus h, minus 6, minus, bracket, the whole object, these three terms here, 8x squared minus 5x minus 6, all over h. Now let's expand the brackets and try and simplify. So that equals to then the lim as h tends to 0 of 8 lots of x squared, isn't it? 2xh, so that'll be 16xh is the middle terms, and then h squared times 8 is 8h squared, minus 5x, minus times plus is a minus 5h, minus 6, minus 8x squared, minus times minus is a plus 5x, and then minus times a minus is a plus 6, all over h, which equals the limit as h tends to 0. Now the 8x squareds cancel here and here, the 5x cancels here and here, the 6 cancels also. So we're left with just 3 terms, isn't it? Then there's an h common all the way through, so we can take an h outside a bracket, can't we? 16x plus 8h minus 5 all over h, and they now cancel, so this is equal to the lim as h tends to 0 of 16x plus 8h minus 5, and as h tends to 0 we simply get the 16x minus the 5. So that's the derivative then of that quadratic, which is what we would have expected, 16x minus 5. Given that y equals this now, and that dy dx is 3. So let's have a look at B. A over x plus 10 root x plus 10 root x. So dy dx then is minus a over x squared, isn't it? That's x to the minus 1 in our mind's eye. The minus comes down. A to the 1 less, which is x to the minus 2. This is x to the half. The half comes down to be with the 10 to make 5. X to the 1 less than a half is minus a half. So that equals 3. Okay, is what we're told, aren't we? That equals 3 when dy dx is 3 when x is 4. So let's put 4 in then. Minus 9 over 16. Minus a over 16 rather, that's an a. Plus 5 times 4 to the minus a half. 4 to the minus a half is, flip it underneath, is 4 to the half, which is 2. And that equals 3. So that tells us then, I'm going to move this a over 16 over here. And I'm reading it from right to left. And then I've got the a over 16 comes here. 5 over 2 minus 3 is 2.5, take away 3 is minus 1/2. So I've written it around the other way so that the a is now on the left. Move the 16 up. 16 over 2 is 8 with a minus. A equals minus 8. And that's the value of a found there.